2.5 minutes, please.
Minister Anand, we heard Minister Haidu say that transparency is very important to your government, and you mentioned that the EU asked AstraZeneca if they could disclose part of the contract. Sorry, I can't hear you, Mr. Chair.
Sorry, I was going to tell you that you've gone on mute, but I guess I went on mute. But you've gone on mute. Please ask your question one more time, and we'll continue the clock once your question is asked.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ms. Anand, we heard Ms. Haidu say that transparency was fundamental to your government's approach, and you mentioned that the EU asked AstraZeneca if they would agree to disclose part of their contract, which they did, however redacted. To honor transparency, will you ask AstraZeneca if they will allow you to release part of the contract to the Canadian public?
Thank you for the question. Indeed, this is an issue that I've already raised with the vaccine suppliers. The contents of the contract, what is permitted to be disclosed, what is not permitted to be disclosed. I believe in transparency and accountability. I also believe in respecting contracts. So I am working to try to find whether there is a solution here. But at the current time, I'm obliged to observe those confidentiality provisions. I will say that AstraZeneca contract was heavily redacted, and that's an important point to remember.
I have very limited time, Minister.
Sure.
Will you disclose the confidentiality clauses themselves?
That's a very good question, and I will take that back to determine whether that would be possible within the confines of the legal parameters of the agreements.
Thank you, Minister. Minister, Deputy Prime Minister Freeland has claimed that drawing vaccine doses from COVAX was always part of the federal government's procurement strategy. However, Gavi, which is the organization leading procurement and delivery for COVAX, has noted that for self-financing countries like Canada, quote, the facility serves as a critical insurance policy that will significantly increase their chances of securing vaccines if their own bilateral deals fail. Is the Government of Canada's decision to draw from the COVAX program an admission that our bilateral deals have failed?
Not at all. Not in the least. We wanted to make sure that we were supporting developing countries. And at the same time, the way in which the COVAX facility worked was that it had two pillars, the advanced market commitment for low-income countries and the facility for self-financing countries. We invested $220 million in both pillars. We just accepted the AstraZeneca doses that were dedicated to Canada according to an equitable allocation mechanisms. And in fact, other developed countries like New Zealand are also accepting doses as well.
Mm-hmm.